Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Matter. Tonight we have Tipsy Thursday, and our topic is fraternity. And we have Bambi with us as per usual. She is our second co host, or first co host, or whatever. She's co hosting the show. And so tonight we are going to be talking about fraternity in relation to having a hot girl summer and
Hmm.
what you should be doing. What you should be doing if you're going to be having a hot girl summer. So let's start with a toast and then we'll get right into it. If you haven't, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and then share this video and this channel with everyone. And so let's roll out the red carpet by toasting to being socially responsible because it directly impacts what could happen to your children, hence the needing of a paternity test, which I think should be mandatory, but we'll get into that. But being socially responsible as women and doing the right thing because, girl, you know you're out there having a hot girl summer, so do the
Hmm.
right thing. It's just that simple. So that is it. Cheers. Okay, so let's get into it. I love it when I'm going live and then people want to do very interesting things. I'm telling you, these suburban neighborhoods.
Hmm.
Anyway, so for the topic, the first question is so we have four questions that we'll be um, each answering, and then we will go from there. So the
Okay.
first question is for the people that are having these hot girl summers and then it ends in a baby, what are some of the things you think what are some of the things that you think should be done to prevent it ending in a baby? Or if it ends in
Wrapping,
a baby, ending better.
wrapping it the fuck up. They did not invent condoms.
Mhm.
Well, first off, like we had said in a previous part, the previous episode, maybe like two previous episodes, we were talking about our health, being clean, knowing how to take care of your tubes. They have dental dams, female condoms, male condoms. They got all these things. If you do not want to have a baby, they say if you lay your ass down with a dog, you're going to get up with fleas. Why are you laying down with these people having kids with them if you know you really ain't ready and then you crying and then getting posted on Instagram by your friends because they laughing at you, recording you crying now that you done took a damn pregnancy test and you pregnant, you don't know who your baby daddy is. You don't know if it's Tom, Dick, Sean, Craig, or Harry because you didn't wrap it up.
I'm going to have
Wrap
to
it up,
agree.
ladies and gents. Wrap it up.
I'm going to have to agree. So my answer is um as time has grown and different things have grown. I'm trying to see what the hell this is behind me. Certain things have grown at this point in relation to health. Um, like you said, at this point, the baby is the least of the things that could happen and be most I don't want to say most hurtful because we'll get into that, but I mean to your body, the
Mm-hmm.
worst that could happen isn't a baby. The worst that could happen is the things that you can't get rid of, that you could give to somebody, the things that you can
Mm-hmm.
catch. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Generally, when we go on these spurts for the people that have these spurts in the hot girl summer
Mm-hmm.
mentality, which didn't just start, it's not just one person, it's not just two. You typically are living your best life. So you go on a
Yeah.
vacation and you hitting people up, or if it's for the summer, it's like more than a couple. It's
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing whatever I want to do right now. And so it ends up being an array of people. So I think that the worst thing that could happen is not a baby. And so the thing you should do to protect yourself, um, and just know that there's no amount of protection that could protect you from everything, even if every protection was 100%.
Thank you. Because there are certain protections out there. Not all protections are 100%. Like
Mm-mm.
like you just stated, not all protections are 100%. But at the end of the day, they tell you all the time. Even first off, they teach you about condoms, sex, and all of that stuff in what middle school, high school,
Mm-hmm.
sex ed class. That's when they start teaching you. It's been embedded in your head right along with your parents. You can catch shit that you can't get rid of. One, two, you can bring a baby in this world who didn't sign up to be here. They didn't sign up to be here, and now this child is wondering, like, why did you lay with my mama and bring me into this family? Like, you didn't even address me that you was about to bring me into this world. Like, where's the address and the address and the addy? Let me know where the hell I'm going. Why are you even bringing me here? You should have left me up in here to swim with the fishes. Why? Why? Motherfuckers just need to learn. I just feel it. Me personally, I feel like people need to learn to just start wrapping things up and being more careful with themselves because I witnessed some hot girl summer shit happen. I'm gonna let that be known. I tried the hot girl summer shit, but I wasn't gonna be no hot burning girl summer
Right.
because my hot girl summer consists of shaking my ass, twerking, drinking a little bit, and being cute. That's what my hot girl summer consists of. But when
Right.
if people start actually taking that hot girl summer seriously, to where I'm saying it's so hot to where you don't know if it's fire, boom, boom, boom. You gonna be burning, you gonna be burning. And I refuse to be one of them hot girls. I'd rather be a hot girl that's enjoying herself with her hot ass friends. We all cute, we hot as hell, we fine. Mm-mm. Hot
Doing
girl
some
summer
things you
wasn't for
couldn't
me.
do before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing some stuff you couldn't do before, like going out and staying outside to 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. That's a hot girl
Mm-hmm.
summer to me. Us going to the
Mm-hmm.
beach late, late night and ain't doing shit, just sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hot girl summer to me. We could be sitting in the house, literally having a full blown conversation like nothing ever happened. That's a hot girl summer to me.
And you know
But
what?
they,
While you was just talking
hmm
about, we was talking about Jeffrey Dahmer before the series before we got on the show. Again, everything that you can get, a baby is not the worst. Sometimes the diseases ain't even the worst. You don't know these people. You don't know who they really are, and so you obviously would go into a secluded like place to do these things. And
you don't know
what if they
what
do
the hell
something
these
to you?
people are planning to do. Now, listen, what I could say when we were having the conversation about the Jeffrey Dahmer series, it's on Netflix, guys. If y'all haven't seen it, and you want to if you want to start looking at shit differently, because after I watch that whole series, I'm gonna be a hundred with y'all. I look at everything differently. I'll be looking at my own drink that I poured,
Like, where did I get this glass? Did I take it out and not wash it by accident somehow,
like,
maybe?
like, and then you have to watch your surroundings. Like, people are crazy. Now, mind you, I am a survivor of the rapes and the molestations and stuff like that. I am a survivor of that. So I already have a built brick wall up high.
Right,
But
right,
me watching that made me build my wall up higher because there's people who can be preying on you and there's people who can be watching you and or even work with you or even call you sis or even call you friend, call you cousin, call you whatever. And these
right,
people are preying on you. And those are sick individuals. You out here
right.
trying to have a hot girl summer, little mama, then you need to calm your brakes because you don't know what the hell you doing. And I was taught, well, I always used to tell myself this, and when I tell people that, they be like, "Damn, girl, you got a head on your shoulders." But when you, because I am so intertwined with my chakras, my alignment of how I want to have everything aligned, you know, my cards, my tarot cards, my readings, my crystals. I always believe you can't lay down with everybody because you are starting that that's a soul tie. You are swapping sexual energy, and you might swap a STD, you might swap a UTI, and then women be wondering why. There was a video I heard. Let me see if I can actually find it. There was a video I just posted on Instagram, and the man basically was saying Women feel like they are so uncheap ownable. That's the word. Women feel like they are so uncheap ownable
Like they the
that they
best thing
go
on the planet.
trust and believe. Women feel like they are so uncheap ownable. Men feel like they are like so
So
uncheap
uncatchable.
ownable, so uncatchable, so uncheap ownable to the point to where y'all out here living these separate um what is it, separate lives,
Like double lives.
double lives, doing this hot girl summer shit. You cheating on Keisha with Nisha, and now you got to worry about if Nisha got something because you done went back to Keisha, and now Keisha is talking about she got something, and now you don't know which female. That's just too much, too many soul ties, so many different diseases, and all of this other stuff, and then women rolling around trying to twerk that ass and not wondering, like trying to figure out why their pH balance is off because you done lay down with a dog and you gonna get up with a flea. But some fleas you can't get rid of. Some
No,
fleas
they're
and ticks
permanent.
are not just a scratch and an itch and they're gone. That's not
Right.
like that. And me,
Right.
I can say as a woman, I have never laid down with a dog and got up with no flea. I got up with a bad attitude maybe because they done probably pissed me off by waking me up out my sleep. Y'all know how it get when y'all laying on down and y'all
No.
tired after
Thank
y'all done
God
got it
I have
laid
never
out.
gotten a disease.
I've never had a disease. Of course, a lot of females be like, a lot of females are very understanding. So, oh, pH balances are off. Anything can trigger a woman's pH balance.
Right.
If you're like we talked about in this first episode,
Soap,
any soap,
medicine, anything.
soap, medicines, even
Food,
alkaline waters. You can't drink so much alkaline water because your body cannot take so much
the alcohol.
alkaline. You
Okay.
can't have too much alkaline to where it will start to mess up your pH balance. Understandable, ladies, it's crazy as hell. You might be like, damn, but I'm drinking water. That
But
don't
hell, you
matter.
could drown from drinking too much water. Once I learned that, I
Hello.
knew anything was possible. I was done at that point. I was done. So, look, do you know
Mm,
anybody or ever heard of anybody who has knowingly told somebody they were the father and they knew they wasn't the father? And the extra layer, it wasn't somebody like, it's not right, but I'm saying it was an extra layer. Like they literally battled with that person, was talking about that person was a no good ass nigga in public, and like really going in, and they knew that that wasn't the father, and that they did that anyway.
hmm
Have
I've
you?
known a
Do you know
couple.
any?
I've known a couple people who's actually done did some stupid, fucked up shit like that. But the men, basically, I don't care what nobody say. Every man know if that's his baby. Because if you wake up, if the mama don't wake up with some morning sickness and you wake up throwing up and you feel like you sick or you got diarrhea or you feel like your stomach hurts, you got a
Something is
headache,
gonna
you got a
happen.
migraine,
Yeah, y'all
you
gonna
know.
go through it together. That's why they say
Y'all
we're
gonna,
pregnant.
we're
Even if
pregnant.
you ain't
Exactly.
even if you don't like her, you're not with her, something is going to impact you, and that man will be like wondering why certain things are happening. Soul ties. So I agree.
Soul
You
ties.
something's telling you that's your baby or not.
Something telling you that's your baby. Now, if that man who knows that is his child doesn't step up, and the man that she is blaming and claiming, oh, you the daddy, I know you the daddy, Derek. Well, even though Jason is the daddy, and she telling Derek he's the baby daddy, if Jason doesn't step up and he steps down, that gives Derek all right to step up and be in that child's life to be the father. That's how certain some men, and I love that about a man. I don't like men. I like them, but I don't. I'm not sexually attracted to men. But that's what I love about a man because everybody always say, "Oh, my daddy wasn't there." But I'm pretty sure everybody's daddy wasn't there. You had a stepdaddy that your mama was messing with, or you had a
I
man that
do.
your mama was messing with. Because when your daddy decided to step down and be less of a man, that man stepped up to be a daddy that your daddy couldn't be.
I know a lot of people that have been blessed by that, and I think that it's a blessing, and they should always honor that man.
Honor that.
Um, but in relation to having a paternity test at birth, what do you think about that? Even if you're married,
hmm Having a paternity test at birth is just to be safe.
I think so.
It's just to be safe on all terms.
We know for sure it's
Because
our baby, so why not just like seal the whole thing, like get the baby, like make it. not negative because it's not, but make it where like the dad and the mom and the baby
Have
have like their blood
reassurance.
test. Yeah.
We need
The
to know
baby
reassurance on what
social.
it is.
Yeah, like the marriage certificate. Like I'm just saying, you would have the marriage certificate, the birth certificate. Now you have the parent certificate where both of you are on there, all your medical history in one place that you know of. And so, like, it gives meaning to the whole thing and the baby, because
Hmm.
that's what's most important. The baby
Right.
has everything that it needs, to move forward. And it's just documented for medical purposes too, in case something
Right.
happens. Yeah,
Well,
I think it should be paid for.
right, and I feel like a lot of people usually don't like that. Like, why I gotta get a paternity test? Why you telling me to get a paternity test? Like, me personally, I just feel like, I mean, Mary got pregnant and she ain't having no sex with nobody.
That's why it should just be a part of the birthing plan, not an option at all unless you want to refuse it for medical purposes. But for medical purposes, it's also needed the most because then it would
That's
again
smart.
the child now has that and it follows them. So as long as they have their birth certificate, that information can't be lost. It's right there.
Exactly.
And it's not me picking and choosing. It's literally a part of the birth plan. It's included, not something you pay for as extra, like a punishment or something like
Hmm.
that. I think
And
it's
I
just
just feel,
best.
I'm going to snap on that because I agree. I definitely agree with you, and I couldn't agree with you anymore because it is very crazy that, like I said, Mary didn't have sex with nobody. She was a virgin. The Virgin Mary was a virgin. She didn't have sex with nobody. But God knew that that was his baby.
Right.
God knew
Right.
Jesus was his son
I think it
because
would
he was
stop
the
a lot
only.
of things too. Because it's
It'll
women
stop
that
a
poke
lot.
holes in condoms. It's some
Yes.
women that you didn't even sleep with that man. You did extra things. You went and pulled that thing out the trash can. Like the person who got caught with he put the hot sauce in the condom or something, and then the
Hmm.
girl took it would stop a lot of sneaky backhanded things that happen. It would
Hmm.
stop also a child from going on having to you taking the child over to them
Not
and they
know
saying
where
that's
the
not my
baby is.
kid. Yeah, the family being mean and saying, yeah, my son accepted the baby, but I don't accept that as my baby. The child at the end of the day is who has to deal with it. And the child at the end of the day becomes an adult. And so we go through
Hmm.
all of these things as kids. To your point, you said the first thing that kid didn't sign up for it. But when that kid becomes a
Exactly.
certain age, you looking at them like, oh, why are they acting like that? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Because they went through a bunch of damn trauma from two other people that gave it to them. And then also, if you think they gave it to them, they fighting back and forth. They're not worried about that kid and getting them therapy. So it's just going on and on and on. And now we're looking at a grown ass adult that we holding accountable for having some sense.
Hmm. And that's
How fair is that?
exactly, it's not fair at all because I grew up, like I said, I actually can relate to a lot of the topics we have. I can
Mm.
relate to a lot of these topics. Now, I grew up in resentment of my mother
Oh,
because I've watched my mother tell me I'm the mama and the father. That is one saying you should never, ladies. I
my mom
understand.
never said that.
I'm gonna say this for some of the ladies out there, for whoever's listening. If you a parent, don't you ever say I'm the mother and the father unless you actually are the father to that your daughter, your son, unless you are the mother and the father to that kid.
Right.
I have a friend who was the actual mother and daughter, mother and father to her child.
What
I
does that mean
witnessed
to you?
it. She is doing everything that a mother has to do, far as she has a daughter. She's doing the protecting, which is supposed to come from the man role, mother role as well, but the man role. You're supposed to protect your child. You're supposed to treat your child how your child should be treated when she gets older and she starts dating, whether it's man or women, whatever her sexual preference will be. You're supposed to be able to show her, like, my daddy didn't treat me like this, so I'm not going to let no man treat me like this. I didn't have that. My daddy, my father was in and out of prison, in and out, in and out, in and out. And he was trying to raise me through a page of a loose leaf, and it wasn't working. So I
Right.
had to show myself inside of a mirror, like, hey, look, you little mama right there, you're going to become something. And you're going to go through some rocks in the road because of who you are. And because of the characteristics you had like I had to like take on from my mother and my father, whether it was the lying, whether if it was um the not trusting people and things like that. I took on those characteristics, and I've been trying to. I'm not trying. I have been changing myself because one of my friends told me trying is dead. You can try, you
Either
can
you're
try, you
doing
can
it or you're
try.
not.
It's either you're doing the shit or you're not. Well, I'm doing the shit. I want to be a doer. Fuck being a
Right.
trier.
And I'm
The
getting better.
trying
That's
shit,
the
I'm
trying, is
getting
I'm
better.
getting better.
I'm getting better.
Mhm.
And it was crazy because when you feel like when my mom would say I'm the mama and the father, as they saying, yes, this man is in prison, but I'm seeing money coming in from this man. So he's still trying to be a father. He didn't step down so another man can step up, and I have to
He's
call him
present.
daddy.
He's still
I
present.
He was still present the best way he could be, whether if he was stuck in somebody's jail cell looking at four walls. He still was doing what he had to do what he wanted to do, and what he wanted to do was get the fuck out and take care of his kids. And
Because
he
there's
showed
plenty
it.
in the home that don't even do that. Let's just be clear.
Hello, hello.
Just saying. Just saying.
So when these parents say I'm the mama and the father, some of these kids, I always say, some kids grow up in resentment of their parents. Like, you
Absolutely. That's
really,
most people's problem.
most
And
people's
they don't want
problem.
to tell them because it's mostly the mom.
Because the moms usually feel, and me being a mother, you being a mother, it's just like, you expect for me to literally sit here and allow you to say, I'm not doing. Mothers usually, we got that instinct to where we automatically feel defensive. We're going to get defensive at certain things. And my mother was very defensive. You can't tell her, well, I know he's trying. Well, I'm the mama and the daddy. I done been doing this. I done been feeding you. I put the clothes on your back. I'm paying bills.
You did what you were supposed to because you
You did
had
what
me.
you were supposed
You're
to.
welcome.
I mean, they always say there is no handbook on how life is supposed to be done.
No, it's not.
There's
But some
no
things you knew
handbook.
what you was doing when you did it.
When
Some
you
things,
lay
back to the
down
hot
on your
girl
back,
summer.
when you lay down on your back, or when you was on your knees, or when you was on your stomach, or however you had me,
Mm-hmm.
you made that decision right then and there. Okay, I'm ready for this. Regardless
Right.
if you wasn't, regardless of whatever it is, parents need to start
Be
getting that and
accountable.
embed that. Be accountable. We just talked
Mm-hmm.
about accountability.
Mm-hmm. And not feel
If
like they
they can't
deserve an
take
award for
accountability,
everything that they do. If the
exactly.
only thing that you could say to your child is, I'm the mother and the father because I fed you, I clothed you, I kept the lights on, I did that. I think that you sound absolutely ridiculous because I didn't ask you for that. Because actually, mom, I didn't want
That
oodles
is
and noodles. I
true.
want this and I want that. Now, here's the caveat. In the Bible, and in real life, it don't mean I have to go all out. So when a child
Mhm.
earns being able to be in football and be able to go on trips and all of the extra stuff, those are the things you could say. I'm going above and beyond as a parent because I want you to have the best. Because see, those are wants. I want you to have the best. I'm giving you different experiences. I'm making the time to do X, Y, and Z, all the way down to if there's some parents that my mom didn't date after she didn't have, well, I don't know if she did, that was her business. It wasn't around us. I never seen nobody, so she didn't date. I have never had my mom tell us I gave up my life for you. I've never
I,
had her tell
I
us,
I've
like,
been
ever,
told that.
because we didn't ask you to. So if you decided to do something, we appreciate it, don't get me wrong. um and even as adults, we still, and later teens, we wish that you would have dated a little bit so you can have your time too. You don't have to cut your whole self off as a parent, but when you are specifically going into situations where you know that this is going to be my baby, because I'm in Jamaica, I'm over here doing what I want to do, and I'm going back home, and this is who I'm finna have this baby by, you know you're going to be doing it by yourself. So you signed up for it, unless you take a little thing called a
Mm.
morning after pill. It's
The
things you could
plan
do.
B. Now, ladies, if you did not know this, because I knew this all along, when y'all take the pregnancy test and y'all shake them and it sounds like it's so many, if you crack open that pregnancy test, there's always going to be a plan B inside of those pregnancy tests.
It's a
So
what?
all it's a plan B inside of a pregnancy test. The
What?
pregnancy test stick, yes.
Huh?
If you crack it open, there's a plan B sitting there. So as soon as you find out you're pregnant and it say positive, crack that thing open on the back and take that plan B. You're welcome. You learn something
Shut
new every
up.
time. If I had a pregnancy test here with me right now, I will show you. There's a plan B in every pregnancy test.
I
A
have one,
pregnancy
but I
test,
can't waste it because it was expensive.
same.
I bought one of the good ones. I'm gonna go get. Oh, I want to see. Either way, I think that's awesome.
So
Oh wow.
all them years when these ladies lay down with a dog and they wake up with a flea, not calling the baby a flea, but they wake up with a flea and y'all taking them pregnancy tests, them pregnancy tests are basically everything you need. Once you take it, you find it out. If you really like, if you ever shook a pregnancy test, you hear a clicking sound, and everybody will think it's maybe the stuff right there,
Yeah, the swish,
you,
the liquid maybe or
the
something like
liquid
that.
maybe. It's
Yeah.
a pill inside of there, and it's not one, but I think it's two pills in there. You can take those Plan Bs. Once you take those Plan Bs, that's why some pregnancy tests come with two in the box.
Yes.
Once you take your Plan B, you take your second pregnancy test when you need to take it to check and make sure if everything is clear.
Hmm. Well, I'll
But
be okay.
I had a question. So you were just stating, oh Lord, did I forget? Oh, good God, we having good conversations. I think I forgot. You were just speaking
I
on
was
this
talking
topic.
about still dating, making sure that you are prepared for what you signed up for because
Oh, there we go. It hit me. Now, my question is, how should the child's well, it's not really a question; it's a statement. If parents would have dated instead of laying on their backs, stomachs, on their knees and doggy on 69 or missionary, whatever they have done, if they would have took their time and dated and treated their self and their body like the temple that it was supposed to be, like you wouldn't go through majority of the things you go through. But why do parents feel they're supposed to put all of their problems on their children?
because why would I take responsibility for my problems? I didn't do it. And if I wouldn't have, I did it all these other times and it never happened. So now that I did it and you came along, it's your fault. You're a curse. That's why so many people walking around here not liking their damn kids.
Mm.
You don't like
So,
that kid. You want that man or that woman.
and most women feel like they are supposed to, they
Some
use
women
these
feel like.
children. Some women feel like, I ain't gonna say all women because not all women is like that. Some women feel like because they are using these children as a crutch to keep men around is what's
It's
ridiculous to
clickbait.
me.
Oh, absolutely. Why you
You
think you
guys,
calling the, oh, I need to have a conversation with you about the kids. It's 12 p.m. in the afternoon. Which we can't have a conversation when the kid get there so we can sit down as parents and talk to the kid. Notice that same type of parent, think about it. That same type of parent never has a conversation when the kid get home. You
oh,
never say,
you just
let's
want that man to
let's
come
talk to
over and
our
drop
kid.
off some stuff. You
Yeah,
want him to
yeah,
come over and drop off of a package
yeah,
because you
yeah.
thought that this child was gonna keep this man in your life, knowing that he's gonna care for that child. He does
Mm.
not have to deal with you. And then if it makes you upset, or if you don't like it because he ain't giving you none of the good stuff, now you
Then
want to put him
everything is
on
shut
child
down.
support. Now you want to put
Everything
him
is
on
shut
child
down.
support, and
Yep.
then you want to push him away. You ain't never gonna see. Okay, listen, I am not a bitter person. I will never, never,
Right.
and I'm gonna say that
Who
never,
does it help?
ever. If my
It don't
child
help
wants to see
nobody.
his father, he's gonna see his father.
Here's the other thing. Here's the we have two more questions. The last one is, or the second to the last one is, um for those ones that want to still kind of like maneuver with the child, and you see that person is your friend. If you see your friend doing that, regardless to how good of a parent that you see him being to that child, would you tell them that? Would you be honest with your friend and tell him you're not being a good? I have to tell you, you're not being a good mom because you're preventing them from having a dad, being whole. You need to heal. It's not just about dressing up your kid. Your kid is gonna miss their dad. Why are you doing that to them? Would you tell
Well,
your
I'm not
friend
gonna. I would tell my friend, but I
if
would
they
word it a
ask?
little. I would word it a little bit different because every woman would never want to hear you're not being a good mother.
Then how
But
come we can say you a sorry ass nigga, you a no good ass daddy?
never mind. I take it to hell back because that's double standard of me. So let me take that back.
No, we don't
Hell
do it.
yes, I will.
That's why I asked the question. That's why I
Hell
said
yes.
she's being a really good mom. We see our friend being a good mom, but in retrospect, the mental things that you're causing is lacking on the good mom part.
Oh,
And if
but
she
don't
could
get me
say he's a
wrong.
ain't shit dad,
Right?
y'all both ain't shit. Y'all crazy as
Y'all
hell.
both ain't shit.
Yeah,
Y'all
like say
scales
it
is
like that, like
very much
funny,
so
like right,
unbalanced.
right,
These scales right here are unbalanced. Now,
right.
basically, I'm gonna take what I said back. I'm gonna take it back.
Yeah.
I was able to grab it first. I grabbed it before it got out there.
Yeah, like
But
not to hurt her
most,
feelings, but just like,
not to hurt her
girl,
feelings, but I'm gonna let her know, like, hey, that's not good parenting. And I've always said there's a difference between a mama and a mother. Hello, can somebody talk to me? Because a mama,
it's different.
mamas don't do much. I wanted me personally. I wanted a mother. Because when you think of mother, you think of a lover, you think of someone who's caring, you think of all of those things when you hear mother,
Yeah,
mama. You
time.
hear mama,
Yeah, that's like mama from over here.
yeah, like
But yeah, mother is close. Yeah, yeah.
mama.
Dinner ready
Mama
when you
to
get
me,
home.
mama to me stands for my ass, mama. Like mamas don't really give me. I like my friends are true mothers. It's times that my friends make me
My
cry and
sisters
I
too.
gotta go, like I have to go walk away and wipe my tears and be like, I ain't crying, you crying. Like
Right,
my friend, one of my friends is a true mother, and I will always give her props and
right.
applaud her because that woman loves her child. That woman nurtures her child. That woman does everything in her power to make sure her child has. And to see her be a mother and not a mama is amazing. We don't got a lot of mothers out here in this world because
Not
if your
anymore.
main priority is to have your oldest child watch your second child and your third child, while you go out to the club and be on some hot girl summer so you can sissy
You looking
roll
for that
twerk.
daddy?
You looking for a new daddy to bring home and watch these kids and be somebody to take over while you still chill with your homegirls. If you still out there being like that type of mama, then honey, let me tell you something. Fix yourself before that man upstairs fix it for you because this hot girl summer shit really not it. When hot girl summer first came out, when Megan Thee Stallion first started saying it's a hot girl summer and all this other shit, I was a part of hot girl summer, like I said, but I was safely a part of hot girl summer. One time I was a part of hot girl summer, and my hot girl summer almost turned into a murder night funeral because motherfuckers decide they want to shoot up the place, and bullets ain't got no names on them. Neither
And it
does
usually hit the
tombstones.
person that have nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. Neither
Yeah,
does tombstones until it's time for you to put one there. So me being a hot girl, like opened my mind up to notice like it's no reason for me to try to be out here when I should be in the house somewhere. Like you
right.
don't know what it is. This hot girl summer shit gonna get you into two. two or three places: hospital, jail, or dead in somebody's grave. Knowing you have kids, you got to start thinking about your children first. Make
Right.
sure your children first. My friends,
Yeah.
I talk with my friends all the time. Hey, friend, you want to go out? Try
Yeah,
to
go
make
out with your
sure.
friends. Be safe. Go to
Hmm.
public places because you're still
All the
supposed to
time,
be a woman. I don't
right?
want to get away from that with this topic. You could talk about one thing, and that doesn't mean you include in everything. It means that one thing. And the one thing tonight is how hot girl summers lead to paternity tests and what you can do around that. It doesn't mean you're not supposed to be a woman still, but yeah, you need to think about being a mother before you become a mother, just like they say prepare to be a wife before you become a wife, prepare for your dress for the career that you want. It's in everything. So it's not just this. The only thing is that anytime when you address something with a woman where you have to, oh well, maybe just don't do this. But again, if it's the man, that nigga ain't shit, these men ain't shit. Well, they being raised by women.
Ooh, ooh,
Okay. And granted, everybody grows up and do their own thing. But
ooh,
if we take a look at some of these
Shabbat.
mothers, it's
Ooh,
it's even back to
Shabbat.
we can't even if I can't tell you as a friend how I feel about something when you ask me, then how do we think, like you said, your mom told you I did this, I was a mom and a dad. Your mom owe you respect too to listen to you talk as long as you're talking respectfully. It's your life. She brought you into it. Mom, I'm trying to tell you how I feel. And then there's where your book is. There's where your book. Your kid is telling you, so then you like listen or explain why it's that way. But that's communication, and that's not fair if you don't do that as a mom. And if the
Hello.
dad ain't there and the mom is there, and the kids coming out with all these behaviors, where did the behaviors come from?
It comes from who they're
You
watching.
you the one who raised them. Now some is inherited, but
Some
most
of it
is
is
from who
inherited.
they're watching. They're doing the same thing they dog ass mama is doing.
What do they call them kids? Human tape recorders. If you around your kid and you saying, fuck you, bitch, do, your kid, and then you turn around and now you hear your kid downstairs talking about some, I'm FREE, fuck
Right.
nigga
Don't
free. Now
wonder
you
why they
can't be
doing it.
mad. You cannot be mad.
Not the first time.
You
Correct
can't be
them
mad.
and then
Correct
go
them
forward. And
and fix
maybe
it.
stop doing that so much in front of them.
Hello. And
Do what
that's
you want
where
to.
the
This your
topic
house
comes
in your
from.
room. Do it in your room
In your room. That's
at
exactly
nighttime.
why they,
Not getting
hello.
dressed for church. Like kids deserve respect too. It's their house and their home, right? So if it's their house and their home, they deserve respect in that space too. And if it includes, I want to see my daddy, then how about you, mama, with your hot panties? When your kid want to see their daddy and they want him to come over, you allow them to come over and you take your fast ass in your room and at least give them an hour. It could be some type of flexibility and respect because it's their home too, right? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying, we got to think about why kids get to a certain age where they start rebelling on everything and it's so bad. It's because you pushing too hard. You not letting them be a person, have a voice. And at some point, if I talk regular enough and I talk regular enough in any relationship, when you're not listening, what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna
Mm.
cuss you out because maybe that's what you understand. Because I'm frustrated. I need you to hear
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying and you're not hearing it. What am I supposed to do? Stop creating families with somebody you're not a family with. Because when you have a baby with somebody, y'all are now family.
And everybody say that all the time. Watch who you laying down with and having a baby with, because not
Because
everybody you have a baby with is willing to have around your children. You
they
don't
bad shit
know
crazy.
exactly. You don't know if this person you dating is a
Jeffrey
whole
Dahmer.
a Jeffrey Dahmer. You don't know if this man been out here drugging Tom, Dick, and Harry, then coming back to you, and
Right.
then watching your son or your daughter grow up like, you look so good. You remind me of, watch that shit.
Or if they auntie
Watch
is
that.
Chester the molester, it could be a woman too.
Hello. It can be a woman too.
It
It's
could be the
women out here
grandma.
doing the
It could
same
be the
damn thing.
grandpa. It could be
It
anybody.
can be anybody. And
They
if it
are
doesn't that,
abusive. They don't
mm,
feed your kids. People could be mean in a lot of ways. They're jealous of your kids. They treat them very bad. They say things they shouldn't say. It could be
They're
anything.
destroying their self esteem as kids. Your fat ass needs to not eat. This is the third time you done ate. Well, how you know if this kid done got enough from the first and second meal you done gave them? Because you feeding them like they a damn church mouse with a small piece of cheese. They
Right,
need to eat. And
right.
this all rolls back to the whole topic. Like, why use protection if you out here basically thought bopping hot girl summer?
Because you're not
Why?
leaving nothing in that summer.
You not leaving nothing in the summer. When Megan said hot girl summer, she was driving boats. That's what she meant by that. Y'all ladies took hot girl summer into trying to turn it into a whole like
And she's a
masquerade.
college student, a very young college student. I'm
Hello,
just
and
saying, with
graduated
security around her and everything else, she's
and
not with
graduated.
kids and responsibilities like that. She's living her best
She
life. She was
even
a
made a
college
song.
student, graduating, mom and grandma passed. I believe she deserved that hot girl summer.
She deserved her damn hot girl summer. She been in
She
school.
needed a break.
She even dealing with music. Megan had like I believe Megan is her real name, but that's where it comes in when people have to stop trying to live these double lives and know themselves. For example, I live a triple life, well, a quadruple life. I have four different personalities, and I balance two over here, two over here. It's hard trying to fight between all four of these people trying to figure out who I am.
Because some are
Megan,
easier.
because thank you. Some are easy, some are not. I deal with Bambi. I deal with Dejari, which is my real name. I deal with Juicy, which is a person I don't want to be. And I deal with Melanin Monroe, who is my burlesque name. I deal with all of these people, and it's so hard. Megan dealt with just one person. She is being a college student, a rapper, and her hot girl summer was well damn earned. She can go out and twerk and sex math and get drunk and fall out, but she also made a song called Plan B. So you wouldn't have to use if you don't feel like you're gonna need to use protection. Listen to that Plan B because it means what she saying there. She said, "Love yourself," cause what she saying? Ladies, love yourself, cause a nigga not something about a nigga not gonna love you, and stop walking around making it seem like this dick gonna run you, some shit like that. I don't listen to all that. I'm an R&B chick. I like the ratchet music, but I ain't hot girl summer in it. I told you I am cold girl winter. I don't
Mm-mm.
want the hot girl summer.
That's for the young kids. I like seeing them have it. My definition of a hot girl summer would be me and my husband taking time off to travel and all those things that I wanted to do in my head that I was too scared to do because hot girl summer ain't never been it for me. My ass is scary. Yeah, I ain't doing none of that. But I'll hold your purse, girl, or call me. I'm on speed dial. I'll stay up till you make it back to the room. But
Hello.
my desire would be to do all of those things just different. It would be me and my husband going to different places and to your role playing, pretending like that's not my husband. Things like that.
Mm.
That would be fun to me. But yeah, I'm not the live on the wild side. Oh, you only live once. I know. And I'm trying to keep my life.
Trying to
Okay.
keep my life. Because if I'm sitting out
Okay.
here hot girl summer in it, baby, that hot girl summer will kill me before anything. Because
It
like I
will.
said, bullets ain't got no name on it. And if you laying down with anybody you don't know, you can catch something that can kill you even faster.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ah, Jesus.
Those poor people.
He
Jesus.
killed
And that ain't the only one.
17.
That's just the one they made something about.
Yes.
It's a lot of people that's messed up in the head. Their chemical imbalance is off. Speaking of that, real quick before we close, we got to close with something funny. Well, not funny. Interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting. On these shows like Law and Order, stuff like that, like we was talking about, you ever notice when they
Criminal
go back and
Minds.
they do the profile of like the person that was the serial killer or something like that? It ties back to my mama was mean to me. My mama didn't love me. My mama didn't this. My mama whooped me too much. My mama wasn't here. And so they pick like a profile that looked like the profile in their head is the one that looked like a mom. Like blonde hair, blue eyes, like this, and that's the person that they go after. Have you
Uh-huh.
ever noticed? So you went for a lot of women, not just one. Meanwhile, you still in there cooking your mama dinner and never telling her that what she did was wrong. If you would just
Mm.
be able to talk to your some maybe parents should start getting. I do have a question before we go, and this will lead us into our next segment. This is the last question, I promise. As a parent, do you think it's a certain responsibility of a parent to, at a certain age, like maybe 18, 19, to say, I know I did these things wrong, and you open the communication like, I did these things wrong, but let me explain it. I thought I was doing it right. This is how it turned out. And then, is it anything that you want to talk about? Because you're not wrong as a mom or a parent or an adult. It's just it turned out wrong. But I thought this.
Yeah.
But like open that communication very young.
Me personally, I'm gonna say I wanted that. I wanted that so bad, and I couldn't get that to the point to where my mother's pride was so high, she wouldn't do that. And if I tried to bring a conversation like that, I would be told, go sit down and go stay in a child's place. I don't feel like talking about that right now. We ain't about to talk about that. Parents, certain parents that don't want to have conversations or pride is too high. And I'm speaking in my, personal, me
We've all
personally.
been there
Yeah, we've all been there.
as
Some
people.
parents, some, we're human. Some parents feel like, I don't feel like I owe you nothing. I ain't got to tell you nothing. I'm the parent. You the child. That's what's being said. Some parents are dealing with their own spirits. They're probably still upset because their
They
hot girl
mama did it to
summer,
them.
their mama did it to them, and their hot girl summer with the dude that they was talking to now done left their ass on red, and now they sitting there and he done ghosted her, and now they taking it out on their children to where they don't want to even want to have those conversations. But now it's really hurting the child more because how are we supposed to get this shit out? Now we gonna
Right.
live with the shit for the rest of my life?
Right. And how are you ready to acknowledge me if you won't acknowledge the whole me? Because now you made that a part of me. You gave that to me as a part of me. So let's not make it a generational curse and let's just talk about it. Everything that we do, I think people are defensive because they don't want to be attacked, if you will, or some people don't want to be wrong, but how can you not be wrong? We're all going to be wrong in something every day. Some things are
Mm-hmm.
really really big. Some things, I think the ones people hold on to is the ones in their heart that you knew that was some stupid shit when you did it. And then it hit
Mm-hmm.
the fan and now you actually have to double back and say that was some stupid shit. But why not
That
double
was
back and
some
be like,
dumbass shit.
that was so dumb. That was so dumb. Don't do what I did. You know, it's nothing else you can, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep avoiding, don't do nothing. It becomes an insult actually. Because
And it does.
I've heard from people like our age that say they want to still talk to their mom about something. I heard it last week. I can't even remember who told me. So if you listening and you was opening up your heart, I swear I was listening at that time, but I can't remember who told me. But they was like, I still try to have that conversation, and that the mom like cut them off and was like, no. Um,
Was it
I
probably
know who
me?
it
Because
was.
I was going to say, because I had a conversation with you about that before as well.
It was worse. It was worse.
Yeah.
It was worse. It was somebody else, and they weren't. They like found out who their dad was. The mom wasn't ready to talk about it, but I know who my dad is now, and now he's not here. And yeah, it was a bunch of stuff tied into it. But I'm thinking to myself, at this point, we 40. Why you don't want to talk to her about it still? And it's at that point, it's not about you. Your 40-year-old daughter came to you and she's ready to talk. And her only response was, you have 40 years to get ready. What do you mean you're not ready to talk about it?
It's hard, but it is necessary. Who is this?
You should have went to her before she came to you. You had 40 years. Then you could have set it up how you wanted to, been in a
Mm.
emotionally ready place. And instead you got hit with something because they found out. And of course they ran straight to their mom, but not even with an attitude. just like, wow, this happened. Tell me more. I don't want to talk about that. You had the narrative that you could have created because the person was happy when they came to you. You could have presented it as happy and then built upon that. But just to shut down, that's
Hmm.
not a
My
that's
thing is
not good.
before we do, end it on out. A lot of parents sometimes also need to stop being so upset at what the man did and taking it out on the children, because certain parents are upset with how you cheated on me and you left me with this baby and I had nothing. So where now you're making the child, you're punishing the child who did not want to be here. It's not like you basically already have it and you could talk to. Yes, you could talk to a baby in your belly all day,
Right, right,
all day. But it's
right.
not like you actually had it to where they could comprehend and talk back with you like, hey, this is your father, this is what this is. And, it's not like they can understand. They always say, babies feel your emotions when you're crying. Babies
Yes.
feel the stress that you're going through. But, excuse me, but if a woman is sitting up here still holding on to a grudge with this man, they take it out on them children. No,
But
you
how
can't
long
see
is that
your
supposed
daddy.
to last,
I don't want.
Bambi?
It's
Some of
not
these
supposed to
people be
last.
16, 17, 18, still hearing that. You still not over it? Please
I'm
don't
my
tell me
age.
still waiting for my daddy.
I am my age, and I still don't know the main reason on why certain things happen to me. I've tried. Now, this is the only time I can say I tried. I
Okay.
tried and I tried and I tried and I tried for years to have this conversation with this woman. And she did not want to have a conversation with me to the point to where she would get up. She would be on her phone. She would try to do anything possible to keep herself occupied so she can tune me out. There's a difference between listening and hearing somebody, everybody. You can hear somebody to where you're hearing them, you're comprehending, you're taking everything in, and no, it's not going in one ear and going out the other, it's going in one ear, and it's staying, it's sticking, it's going around your head to where now you like, okay, now I'm thinking about it and
Yeah, you processing it.
I'm
You come
processing
back.
it. But
Yeah.
she was always listening to me. You were listening. I'm listening to you, but I don't hear you.
She lit. Okay. Okay. So you guys, we will end the show on that tonight.
Hmm.
I'll stay on with Bambi because a rule in uh, that I learned in HR when I was taking my therapy classes. Yes, I've taken a class on everything from Jesus to Jerusalem. Because you have to. You never stop learning, right? And when a door opens
Never.
and it presents itself and you want to know how to be better, you try to do better. You never open a box or a wound without trying to close it, and you never stop somebody in the middle of discussion. And so I am going to continue this conversation with Bambi, and then it'll lead into our next conversation. Because on this channel, this one right here, we get tips, we get everything about how to be a woman, including your ass gonna get held accountable. Your ass, that's me. I'm pointing at me. See, that was me. You thought it was you. You got your own guilty conscience. You got to work that on your own. But that was me. See, I can't do
I
nothing about
sure
how you
did.
saw what I did because that was me. But that is it. We are going to end for tonight. You guys have an amazing night. Thank you for joining. And Miss Bambi, do you want to say anything before I hit this button?
Cannot wait to see you guys next Thursday for the next topic. Tune in, and we appreciate you all.
That is it. Tonight.